Is it red?
Red.
Hello, this is Sean Fitzgerald from Observe What Is. Today on the subject of this video is business owners, and I have Nadia with me now. She's a pharmacy owner, and we're going to talk about her business today. Please, an introduction from you, Nadia, your full name, your age, are you married, and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Nadia Khan. I'm 37 years old. I'm a pharmacist. I studied at Rhodes University, and I married when I was 31 years old and bought my pharmacy 2 years later.
Wonderful.
I'm,
Any hobbies?
yeah, my dogs. I'm
Okay.
passionate about my
All
dogs,
right.
and I play sport on occasion, volleyball, and I love reading and doing a bit of house crafts. That's about it, I think, when I have the time.
Can you please give me the nature of the pharmacy business? What is the nature of it?
Okay, I own a retail community pharmacy, which is situated in Durban North. It takes a pharmacist to run your pharmacy, and it took a 4-year degree with 1 year internship and a year of community service.
You're in the business of providing medicine to people.
Yes.
Correct. Is that, and
Yes.
You need to know all about this medicine.
Yes.
Obviously. I mean, that's it.
Well, as best we can.
People doesn't understand. They think maybe is there sorry, I'm going off the question. Is there misconception from the public that maybe a pharmacist is not doesn't maybe just a person that just owns a business? Would you explain on that?
I think it depends on the pharmacist. I personally have seen pharmacists who are merely pill counters, for want of a better description.
Okay.
And then you have pharmacists who actually take an initiative in a person's health and a person's well-being and their condition. So yes, you get different types of community pharmacists, and it just depends which category I think you fit in.
And it's a complicated business. I mean, you spent 3, 4,
Yes.
5 years. You're like a doctor. I mean,
when it comes to the pharmacology of medicine, yes, and how a particular medicine works in your body, yes, it does. That's what a pharmacist's job or niche is.
To be, yeah. Have you ever owned any other type of business, just in pharmacy?
No. This is my first business that I've ever owned.
Okay. Why did you start in pharmacy? Was it passion? Was it the money? Well, I won't say money, but what was the reason you became a pharmacist?
I didn't want to become a doctor, simply because
yes, I want
there
to know
was
why.
too much blood spillage, I believe,
okay, right.
and I didn't want to do autopsies. But
were you thinking about that?
About being a doctor?
Yes.
Yes. It was. I always wanted to be in the medical field. It was just which avenue.
Which avenue?
And I found pharmacy filled the gap for me simply because it gave me an education about a person's health, how to help make a person better, and it also allowed me to do counseling and still have one-on-one interaction with the patient.
Thank you. What sort of challenges did you face to start a pharmacy? Were there challenges involved?
Yes, first and foremost is finance. If you don't have a nice nest egg, it's quite difficult to buy a pharmacy or any business for that matter. And because I needed capital, I had to get a partner. And fortunately, she invested into the business and into the concept of what I wanted a retail pharmacy to be. And so I think she actually invested in me to a great extent. And other than the finance, there's also other issues or other stumbling blocks to owning a pharmacy.
Can you explain it?
First and foremost, you need to decide whether you want to buy an existing pharmacy, and if so, area and location is of paramount importance, and whether you want to go into a little community pharmacy or whether you want to go into corporate. So there's quite a few avenues to take or to look at when wanting to buy a pharmacy. A pharmacy is not just simply a pharmacy.
It's a question I want to bring up now. Do you have to be a pharmacist to own a pharmacy?
No.
That's the one I want to know.
Unfortunately not.
Is it unfortunate? Can you explain on that?
I still firmly believe that a pharmacy should be owned by a pharmacist. Just like a doctor's practice should or is owned by a doctor. Because sometimes there can be difference of opinions, where a pharmacist will stick to pharmaceutical rules and pharmaceutical ethics or pharmacy ethics, and then you have the owner who may have a different set of rules. So you're going to have a pharmacist that may on occasion has to make a decision of whether to adhere to the rules and regulations of the owner or the rules and ethics of pharmacy and pharmacy practice. So I believe it creates a bit of a strife.
Are there people that is there a few people that do own pharmacies
Yes.
without being pharmacists?
Yes, yes.
And you know, this is something I didn't think that was allowed. I actually thought like a doctor owns his own practice.
It wasn't allowed up until a few years ago, and then it became open market. So if you have money and you can get a pharmacist who's prepared to be the responsible pharmacist in your pharmacy, yes, you can own. So anyone can.
Nadia, what in a ballpark figure, and I don't want you to give me just off the top of your head, what would it cost to buy a pharmacy or to start a pharmacy?
It depends. Location, what you want your pharmacy to be, whether it's just a dispensary driven, whether it's a front sale and a dispensary driven pharmacy, whether you're looking at buying into a franchise concept. So it can be anything as little, when I say little, I don't mean to negate the value of a pharmacy, but it's basically anything from about, I'd say, 500,000 up to 2.5 to 3 million.
And they do have franchises in pharmacies.
Yes.
All right. Yours is not a franchise.
No, I'm an independent single owner.
And your partner, is she also a pharmacist?
Yes, she is. But she's retiring soon. She works in the public sector, so she's not allowed to work in retail while she's working in the public sector.
What is it? Okay, I'm going to, I'll ask this question later. I've come up with another question I wanted to ask you, but I'll ask you later. No, trick questions. No, just because as you lead me on. Okay, what are the benefits to you as a person, for you and your family and your husband, as a family, and yourself, of owning your own business that a person that's employed doesn't have?
When it comes to pharmacy, and because the buck stops with me, literally and figuratively, it allows you the freedom of being able to choose what you want to keep in your pharmacy, how you want to keep it, how you want to display it, different things, how you want to deal with clients, what type of relationship you want to build with clients, whether it's just a Mr. Jones type of relationship, or whether you want to have a relationship with a client where you know their family from the little child to the grandparent. So with regards to that, that's the possible positives of pharmacy. But then again, you look at, whereas with my family, they've now had the added bonus of knowing the fact that, yes, in an emergency, there's a pharmacist on hand. But then it also opens you up to a whole lot of other relations within the pharmaceutical and health professional.
It doesn't really, is there freedom in this? Sorry, I didn't ask you, did you, I know we spoke about this, so you were out of school, you did work in another pharmacy?
Yes, I worked in a retail pharmacy for 7 years.
And of
prior
course,
to owning this.
Obviously owning it, you're your own boss. Is this one of the keys to that?
Yes.
All right. What are your present challenges now? And I'm talking in staff, finances, regulation, whatever you want to tell me. What are the present challenges now of owning your own pharmacy?
Present challenges would be obviously regulatory challenges, which is set by our Department of Health and Medicines Control Council with regards to pricing structures. But above and beyond that, it's also the price factor for the client, not necessarily what the pharmacy has to charge, but what is affordable to the client. So that's the second challenge, I believe. Also staffing, obviously with the type of economic situation that we're living in, everyone's needs for increased finance has increased, but not necessarily is the pharmacy able to give the employees that increase in salaries to compensate or make up for the increase in expenses.
Medical aid with pharmacies, is there a challenge with medical aid?
Yes, because they generally dictate the pricing structure once again. So that's going to obviously lower your profit margin. Is this one
of your biggest challenges?
Yes.
The medical aid situation.
And also your corporate pharmacies, obviously, because they have the bigger contracts. So, for example, if I am a designated provider for a certain medical aid, as much as I'm abiding by the pricing structure, that medical aid And a corporate pharmacy can turn around and say, okay, fine, we will go at a cheaper price. So
they can do that.
They can do that.
And
Because
do
right
you
now
have that happening?
Yes, yes.
So this is a challenge for you.
Oh yeah,
this is a real challenge for you.
Definitely.
Would you recommend pharmacy, not just a business, a person being a pharmacist?
Yes.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, yes, yes. Strangely enough, yes.
Tell me why.
If you love what you do, and I love pharmacy.
You love the medicines. You love all
that. It's not so much the medicines. It's the fact that when you advise someone and you give them a medicine, whether it's a prescribed medicine, whether it is something that you are suggesting to the person, and if that decision you've made for that person with regard to their well-being has made them happier, has made them better, I feel you get personal satisfaction. And knowing the fact that yes, I made someone happy, yes, I'm doing my job well, and 3, most importantly, I did a good deed.
Okay, that's good.
You know?
I'm going to ask you a personal question. Do pharmacists make a lot of money?
Not
anymore.
Anymore.
Is there good money in pharmacy? Can you still make? Is it good money besides the passion?
It's an affordable business. It's an affordable. It gives you. Let's put it this way: 15 years ago, anyone and everyone should have just jumped into the bandwagon.
Okay, so it was a good business to be in.
Now, if you're not prepared to work hard, and this, mind you, I'm talking about being an independent pharmacy, community pharmacy. You're not prepared to work hard and do the hours and put in 150% effort.
Right.
Then it's not going to.
It's not going to work for you. All right. The future prospects of your business, personally, of your pharmacy. Are you looking to expand your pharmacy? And before you go, and also just think of the question of the pharmacy industry in general.
Okay, let's look at my pharmacy. Last year was my hardest year from 2011, and I realized that my fault or my goal or how I budgeted my pharmacy and looked at my pharmacy's expectations and growth was the fact that I was working on the number of feet coming into the pharmacy, and not realizing or forgetting the fact that people are actually watching their pockets and how much they spend on pharmacy and their medicines. So with the result, the income didn't come in, but the feet came in. So now I've expanded the concept of looking at independent pharmacies now catering or gearing towards wellness and incentivizing and punting good health. So I'm intending on going to corporate companies and approaching them to see if they're prepared to get their staff on a proactive wellness screening, where we come in and we do wellness screenings. We can pick up if there's any early diabetes, cholesterol problems, etc., etc.
You're talking about also alternative health, alternative medicines.
Yes,
I see with the bottled water that's clean.
Yes.
So this is something that the pharmacy industry needs to embrace, not just the traditional medicines, which I suppose we are brought up to believe.
But then once again, now there's regulations that are going to be set with regards to alternative and homeopathic medicines.
And how do you feel about regulation? There's a lot of regulation in the industry. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It is good because it keeps everyone on the same page, but then in the same token, decisions need to be made by medical or pharmaceutical professionals, not a person who doesn't understand the ramifications of the decisions that have been made.
Correct. It restricts you. There's a lot of restrictions. It's good. Okay. I'm just gonna, in terms of tips and suggestions. Now, I wanted to ask you this from the beginning. We have a little bit of time. What is a pharmacist? What is a person that wants to be a pharmacist? What do they need? They need to get a degree.
They have to have a degree.
What do their grades need to be like?
Well, basically, you when it's matric, which is grade 12, I'm assuming the subjects haven't changed as much for fulfilling a degree.
From your best knowledge, yes?
From my knowledge, it's biology, physical science, which includes chemistry, maths. Those would be your 3 core
And you need distinctions in those? No, not necessarily.
No, as far as I think it's even the Bs, which is your 70s.
Okay.
And then obviously you apply to the different universities and get through. And even when you get out of university and you pass, it doesn't have to be a distinction.
Oh, it doesn't. As long as you pass. That's what we all want to get through, is want to pass. Would you then go and work for a pharmacy like what you said you might have done?
That would be the best experience, yes. Just after finishing a degree, before you become a fully qualified pharmacist, you need to do a year internship and a year of community service. And community service is usually in a rural area.
Okay, so you have to do this.
Yeah,
you have to do the community service.
Yes.
Is this for doctors too?
Yes.
I knew about this law years ago. I still didn't know they still practice.
No, it is.
And they're still like this in South Africa.
And I actually like it because most of us as pharmacists, we just want to go back into the city or into urban areas.
Yes.
And I worked in Shlabisa, which is in Zululand.
Yes.
And I lived there for a year, and it was wonderful.
And you got all that experience from it.
I loved
it. Do they pay you while you do it?
Yes.
So they pay. The government pays you.
Government pays you. They give you a scarce.
How do you? And this is a question. Now that you've worked, say you're working, and I'm asking these little bits. You're working in a pharmacy, and you're working. How do you get the capital? Do you save up for the capital to open your own pharmacy? How do you go? You get a loan from the bank?
Well, you can get a loan. Obviously, then it looks on. The bank would look at your assets and work on that, or you could get a partner like how I did.
Okay.
And I brought in a small amount of capital, and then.
And I mean, at the bank, obviously, being a pharmacist is standing in good stead for you because they can
but
see
you
that
still need capital.
Yes.
The bank doesn't worry about your degree. You still need capital.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you still need to have some assets.
Okay. Well, one of the last questions I want to ask you now: the tips and suggestions for somebody coming out of school. And for anybody that's working at the moment, that's maybe got a retirement fund, 40, 50, they want to start a business, not necessarily in your business, what types of tips and suggestions, what kind of people do they need to be, what do they need to watch out for, what would you recommend from your experience?
I would think if you straight out of university, most importantly, you need work experience. Don't ever just go and jump and buy into a pharmacy or into a business unless maybe it's a family business or something you've worked or you're familiar with it. I'm so grateful that in my 7 years after having finished community service, I learned so much in the retail pharmacy that I worked at, and that helped me get to where I am now. So yes, that definitely is a plus if you work, I believe, after finishing university. And retired people, they obviously have money to invest. If it's something that they'd like to do, look at prospective businesses, but more especially, I think they need to invest in the person who's going to be managing or running that business for you. Because if that person doesn't have the drive and the passion, they're not going to do anything with it.
Would you say, and I don't ask everybody, a lot of people bring this up, you have to love what you do?
Oh yes,
you
definitely.
Can't,
definitely. I put it.
Do you think people today still chase the money because it's the money and they don't love it, and would you say that's the reason people fails?
Fail, I think it's why people jump from job to job.
Okay.
They're not prepared to put in as much effort
for sure
to see the reward. Most people have, I believe, people now have short-term goals, and they focus on that rather than looking at the end of the rainbow.
Wonderful. Okay. Anything else that you would like to? We're right by the end. We're going to do the expo after this. I just want you to, if anything else for the viewers that you would like to add on what we discussed. Is there anything that I missed out?
Yeah. Love what you do.
Okay.
Otherwise, don't do it.
That's the best. Right. Now let's do the expo on the business. I'm going to ask you just a little showcase. You're going to leave your contact details. Just one question: what is unique about Nadia and her pharmacy as compared to your competitors, as compared to other people in your industry? What makes you stand out from them?
I believe Durban North Pharmacy keeps to its slogan, which is more than just medicine, and my belief is the fact that anyone who steps foot into the pharmacy will get more than just the medicine that they came for. They'll get a smile, first and foremost. They will get a greeting. They will get advice if necessary or if wanted. They get reminders to come and pick up your medication. Or if you're not feeling well, don't worry, we'll deliver, and we don't charge for deliveries. We deal with lots with the elderly clients, so we tend to take an extra bit of time with them. It may frustrate a few other people while they're waiting, but I think the elderly people deserve that extra bit of care. And for example, typical example, on a Wednesday we have a pensioners day, so people come in, it's like a little social scene. I promise you have to see this on a Wednesday. People come, they'll have their coffee and their tea, and they'll sit and they'll get their blood pressure checked, and whatever. And because it's free, we get a whole stream of the elderly coming in, and it works wonders. And I don't really make a lot of money on the day, but the fact is, people know that this pharmacy is somewhere that you can come, and you can come to the clinic and just sit and have a cry if there's a death in the family, and you don't get charged for it, and you feel better knowing the fact that you spoke to someone and it helped. So it is more than just medicine.
Well, that's what you know. In a sense, it's your what do they call it? Personal touch. Personal touch. Nadia will smile for you when you come in. You can see a lovely smile from Nadia and all her colleagues there. They all smiled when I walked in, so it's personal touch. Okay, we're gonna thank you, Nadia. We're going to just leave your contact details if you would like to, and I think it's just to give back to you because I've taken some of your time. So what I'd like you to do is just, and I'll lead you on this, just the full name of your pharmacy, your address, your full proper address, contact details, and a website if you have one. Yes.
Okay. The name of the pharmacy is Durban North Pharmacy, and it is situated at 35 Umhlanga Rocks Drive in Durban North. Contact telephone number is 031 563 7577. And
won't you repeat that again?
Okay.
031
563 7577.
Brilliant.
And our website page is www.durbannorthpharmacy.co.za.
Can they get the email from you and everything? Okay, Nadia, we're at the end. Don't hit the red button yet. This is Observe What Is Sean Fitzgerald here. Please leave your comments and suggestions if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Thank you very much. Just won't you hit the red button there, Nadia? And then it'll stop the